Right.
Good evening, children. Today we are going to continue the last class. What we taught: chemical kinetic definition, rate of the reaction, average rate of the reaction with a graphical representation, instantaneous rate equation with example. One problem related to the average rate equation. All those things solved in the last class. Today class we are going to start with factors affecting rate of the reaction. Factors affecting rate of the reaction. Some stoichiometric coefficient, some remaining things. Law of mass action, rate law, today we are going to discuss some stoichiometric coefficient based things, factors affecting the rate of the reaction, law of mass action, rate law. Four things we are going to discuss today. Yesterday I thought that average rate equation, A giving P, A is the reactor, B is the product. Average rate equation is equal to average rate. Average rate is equation equal to delta minus delta. That and all we discussed by delta T. This is minus into A2 concentration of the second one minus concentration of the first one with time T1 by T2 minus T1 with respect to. This is called average rate equation. That is nothing but if the concentration change takes place, we have to compare the concentration change between any two of the reactant with respect to their time is called their average rate equation. Already discussed. Again I am telling you. Instantaneous reaction, time, concentration. This is instantaneous means it is a particular point, at a particular point. This is the instantaneous R0, R1 with respect to time. Instantaneous reaction means R instantaneous equal to minus dA by dt. I just tried it as A1, dA by dt. So that is the small change of concentration in a particular instance is called as instantaneous rate equation. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. In this reaction, 3 moles of hydrogen, 3 moles of hydrogen replacing 1 mole of nitrogen in the rate equation. In this case, the rate can be determined in a difficult way. For solving all these things, the rate of consumption of reactant or rate of formation of product is divided by the stoichiometric coefficient. In this way we can solve this problem, because three parts of hydrogen and one part of nitrogen combined to form two parts of ammonia. So in this case some equality is not formed. So you have to maintain the equality. We divide the reactant and product with respective stoichiometric coefficient. Let us see N2, how to write N2 delta minus the reactant side minus delta N2 by delta T. Here one, so 1 by 1 nothing. Next one is minus 1 by 3 delta H2 by delta T is equal to plus 1 by 2 delta ammonia by delta T. This is the thing I am theoretically telling. So stoichiometric was in this way, everything is balanced. See, half of the ammonia will be formed, means one of the one of nitrogen and 1 by 3 of hydrogen to form half moles of ammonia. If it is full moles means one will be formed. That is I am telling, these all three is equal. This is a stoichiometric coefficient. That's why we can divide the reactant and product by the respective stoichiometric coefficients. You will get a balanced equation, well balanced equation. Now I am going to solve one problem to explain the stoichiometric coefficients. Question: for a reaction 2A plus B gives 3C. Okay, the rate of appearance of C at time interval t, at time t is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per second. Find the rate of the reaction. This is the question. Okay, what is the question? For a reaction 2A plus B give 3C. The rate of appearance of C at a time interval is, C appears at a time interval of this one. So okay, dC by dt is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per second. This was given. Okay, so dC by dt. In this case, we already known that how to write the equation. 1 by 2 into delta A by delta T is equal to large change. Small change we can instead dA by dt is equal to 1 by 1 is 1 d into B by dt, which is equal to 1 by 3, all are minus 1 by 3 dC by dt. Okay, so we can write like this: 1 by 3 dC by dt is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power 4 minus 4 mole liter inverse second inverse. We can substitute here. dC by dt is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 moles per liter per second into 3. You get a value of 4.3. Answer is 1.2 into 3 into 6, 3. Okay, answer is 3.6. That is 4 into 10 to the power minus 5. Approximate 3.6 is approximately equal to 4. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter per second inverse. So this is the problem. which tells if a reaction takes place, they are giving a reaction and the rate of appearance of the product also given, find the rate of the reaction. We can use the stoichiometric equation. That's why stoichiometric equation I explained. First you have to write the rate of formation of product is equal to this. But we know that how to write the stoichiometric equation. The number stoichiometric is divided. The 2 means it was divided by 2a means it was divided by 1 by 2 fraction, because stoichiometric balance I told you no, both the sides are divided by their respective stoichiometric coefficient. So 1 by 2 dA by d2, nothing given means 1 by 1, 3 given means 1 by 3. So now I am telling here 1 by 3 dC by dt equal to this. I want the value of constant product only. So 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole liter per second into 3. This is approximately equal to 4. 3.6 we got. The more than 3.6 it is equal to 4. This is the first problem. Next one is one more problem related to stoichiometric equation. The decomposition of N2O5 in CCl4 at 318 Kelvin has been studied by monitoring the concentration of N2O5. Initially the concentration of N2O5 nitrogen pentoxide is 2.33 mole per liter and after 184 minutes it is reduced to 2.08 mole per liter. The reaction takes place according to the equation is 2N2O5 gives 4NO2. The reaction given below. 4NO2 plus O2. This is the reaction, right? What they want to ask, calculate the average rate in terms of hours, minutes, seconds, and find the rate of NO2 formation, right? Important question. The decomposition of N2O4 in carbon tetrachloride in the temperature 318 given, we have to monitoring by time to time. That is the N2O5 decomposed from CCl4 at this Kelvin. We increase the time, the decomposition the reactant slowly converted into product. So it 184 minutes. After 184 minutes, 2.33 mole liter concentration of N2O5 reduced to 2.1. That means some amount of product will be formed. So the reaction is given N2O5 decomposed to give nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. Calculate the average rate in terms of hours, minutes, seconds, and find the rate of NO2. So 4 things we have to Fine. First, what is average rate here? Average rate of reactant. We have to write it in minus delta into R by delta T. This we learned in the previous class. So that I am going to substitute minus delta R2 minus R1 by del T2 minus T1. This is the equation we got in the first class. So I am telling initial concentration equal to 2.303 moles per liter. And then final concentration is equal to 2.30 mole liter inverse. Time interval is equal to 184 minutes. T2 minus T1 is equal to 184 minutes. These are the terms given in the question. Now we are going to find the average rate equation. We have to substitute the values here. Or minus into equation is the reactant side N2O5 gives 4NO2 plus O2. This is a given. Okay. We have to write minus delta N2O5 by delta T. That we have know that R2. What is R2? 0. Minus into minus here 2N2O2. Sorry, 2N2O2. So 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, 2.03. Okay, 2N2O2. That's giving 4NO3 plus O2. 1 minus 1.2 into minus 2.33 mole per liter divided by 184. So these are the things. Minus 1 by 2 mole. Okay. Then it's okay. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. 2.33 by 2.03 is equal to 250. Question what it is given? 2.03 or 05. What's the question given? 08. 2.08. 2.08. So 2.08. You get a 0.25. So this we have to half into 0.25 by 184. Okay, minus half. This gives minus half into, simplifying, get 0.001358. You can simplify, you will get it. Finally you get 0.00. This minus tells about decrease in concentration. Decrease in concentration, no need to put in mathematical units. 0.000679. That is equal to 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minutes, because 184 minutes, this is in 184 in minutes, so we can write like that. So minutes we have find it. Now we are going to find the rate equation for seconds and hours. For hours, next one is for hours. Hours means you have to multiply 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minutes into 60. You know that our 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So you have to multiply by 60. You get 4.07 into 10 to the power minus 2 mole per liter per hour. That is 6.09 into 60. You get 407 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minutes. That you have mentioned as hours. That you have write it as 0.07 into 10 to the power minus 2. We write. Next one is for seconds. We can calculate it for seconds. Seconds, 0.79 into 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minutes divided by 60, because seconds means 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So we have to divide it by 60. You get 1.13 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter per second inverse. So you have to divide. You will get 0. If you are dividing, you will get 0.113 into 10 to the power minus 4 something you will get. So we can write it like 1.13 into 10 to the power minus 5 mole per liter per second. Now I am going to find the rate of the product, rate of NO2 formation. Next is rate of NO2 formation. That is equal to plus into delta NO2 by dt, delta T. The equation we have to write 2NO2 N2O5 gives 4NO2 plus O2. That we have to write it here. Delta 1 by 4 into delta NO2 by delta T. You know that this is equal to 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minute. We take this. Okay. Already one problem solved, so I am telling all these stoichiometric balances are equal. So this one reactant is equal to product. Concentration of reactant is equal to product. That is correct. So 1 by 4 delta into NO2 by delta T is equal to 4 into 6.79 into 10 to the power minus 4 mole per liter per minute, which is equal to 2.72 into 10 to the power minus 3 mole per liter per second. So this is minute. This is the answer for this last question. So now I am tell about the reaction. In this reaction, nitrogen pentoxide slowly decompose to nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Our initial concentration is 2.33 moles per liter something. At 184 minutes, after 184 minutes, it is the reactant constant decreased to 2.30. Now they are asking the rate of the average rate of the reactant in the two difference, because average means I told you no, R1 R2, the comparing two concentration, change in concentration of their adjacent reactants. Okay, that's why average rate for comparing that first R1, second one is R2, time interval T2 minus T1 is equal to 184. Now I am finding the average rate equation for them in terms of minutes, hours, seconds. After the product formation, in which speed the product is formed, that also find with the help of stoichiometric coefficient. Okay. Now I am going to start the factors affecting rate of the reaction. Which are the factors affecting the rate of the reaction? Concentration, nature of reactant. Nature of reactant means different reactions will occur at different speed. Example, burning of coal in the petrol, LPG, in different speeds, right? Because they have the bond between them. Some of the compounds are single bonded, some of them are double bonded, some of them are triple bonded. If the bond is too strong, more energy required to break the bond, and more energy needed to form a new bond, so that some of the reactions are slower and some of the reactions are faster. During breaking of the older bond and formation of newer bond, amount of energy absorbed and amount of energy evolved. If energy absorbed and evolved, we already discussed in thermodynamics. So next is some ionic reactions are faster than the remaining reaction. Why? Because ionic, when I am putting sodium chloride to water, it separates as sodium and chloride ion, ionized. So in aqueous medium, salt or ionic compounds are easily separated. No need to break the bond, so that they are easily reacted. Example: silver nitrate. Silver nitrate react with sodium chloride, it will give silver chloride, white precipitate plus sodium nitrate, right? This is an example of ionic reaction. So this is the term nature of reactant is this thing. You have to choose the proper reactant. Gaseous reactant react faster, liquid, solid, slower, all those things given. Next one is concentration. If the concentration of the reactant increases, rate of the reaction also increases. Why? If in a billiards table, see in a billiards table, nature of reactant over first point. Next one is concentration. Billiards table, lot of billiard balls are there. If I put one, means it will collide with this one or this one, chance. It has a chance to collide any one of the compound to give product. Like that, if I increase this in a solution, lot of molecules are there. If I add one more molecule, what happens? They will collide each other fastly. Collision, inelastic collision leads to product. A plus B giving AB. Have equal size. These are compounds having equal size, same type of orientation, equal energy are responsible for formation of product. So concentration is the is one of the terms in rate equation. Concentration increases, rate of the reaction also increases. We have to learn deeply in the later classes. Now I am just telling you what are the factors, that's all. In the upcoming classes, we will see all the things with the graphical representation, then equations, everything will tell about the concentration terms, all those things. Next one is surface tension, surface area. If we increase the surface area, rate of the reaction is also increased. Let us see. Powder sugar easily boils when compared to the lump of sugar. If full potato boils half an hour, where chopped potato boils only in 20 minutes. So the rate of reaction increases when the size of the particle decreases. If the size of the particle decreases, means the reaction will be faster. That's the thing about surface area. The next one is temperature. Temperature is also important term of rate reaction. If I increase the temperature by 10 degree, reaction rate should be doubled or tripled. So temperature is also increases, means rate of the reaction also increases. This graph tells about the temperature. How? Simply I explain with the help of this graph. The same thing we have to learn detail in the upcoming classes. Fraction of molecules. Now you don't know what is fraction of molecule, what is kinetic energy. I will teach you again. Now I just tell the things. This is threshold energy barrier. Threshold energy. What is threshold energy? Minimum energy required to start up the process is called threshold energy. Activation energy. What is activation energy? Energy required to cross the potential barrier from reactant side to product. Reactant crosses the potential barrier. Amount of energy needed to cross the potential barrier to give product. Reactant into product. That's called activation energy. We will see all these things detail in the later classes. T2, T1, C, kinetic energy. T2 greater than T1. If the temperature T2 is greater than temperature greater than T1. If temperature is more means more the particles gain more kinetic energy, so they easily crosses the potential barrier and give high yield. And where the temperature is less means it will take time, it will take lot of time and slowly reaches the potential barrier and the yield is also less. This is the graph which explains the fraction of molecules, number of molecules, kinetic energy. T2 is higher temperature, T1 is lower temperature. Higher temperature easily crosses the barrier and gives lot of product. Lower temperature, it needs time to cross the potential barrier, but it gives less amount only. So heat plays a major role in the formation of product. Many thermal reactions, decomposition of sulfur, decomposition of N2O5, decomposition of ammonia, then decomposition of calcium carbonate. Many reactions are there, are examples of the thermochemical reactions. Okay, next one is catalyst. Catalyst is the one which increases the rate of the reaction without itself consumed into the reaction. It provides alternate path to reach the product. Reactant, it provides a alternate path to reactant to convert into product at a lower activation energy. That is, I know that I told you what is activation energy. It is energy required for converting the reactant into product. So that at lower activation energy means reactant quickly converted into product. That is the work done by the catalyst. Very small amount of catalyst is enough to for converting large reactant into product. Okay, catalyst before and after the reaction there is no chemical change taking place in the catalyst. We will discuss in a detailed version in the later classes. I just tell about the things about catalyst. Next one is light. Light also plays major role in the chemical reaction. Example in the formation of hydrochloric acid. Yes, hydrochloric acid. This 2HCl only in the presence of sunlight. Without sunlight, photosynthesis. Light, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis 6H2O plus 6CO2 in presence of sunlight, chlorophyll. It will give C6H12O6 plus 6O2 glucose formation. So this photosynthesis, hydrochloric acid formation are examples of photochemical reaction. Like photo means light. So some of the chemical reaction taking place only in the presence of light. Free radical reaction also taking place in presence of light. Okay. Next I am going to tell about effect of concentration on reaction rate in detail. Effect of concentration on reaction rate. My dear children, the concentration and reaction rate, I told you, if the concentration increases, rate of reaction also increases. This was the thing given in the law of mass action. In the class 11 you learned all these things. The definition is rate of a chemical reaction is directly proportional to the product of molar concentration in terms of their product of molar concentration of reactant, which with the powers of their stoichiometric coefficient, which is equal to their stoichiometric coefficient. Let us see. Rate is equal to directly proportional A plus B giving product. Okay, AA plus BB giving product, right? Rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactant. I told you no. So A power A, B power B. This square bracket I told you no, molar concentration. Rate is equal to K into A power A, B power B. K is called rate constant, velocity constant, or reaction rate, or velocity constant. It depends upon the nature of the reactant. It depends upon the nature of the reactant. This is the law of mass action. Okay, let us see one example for this. 2NS3 gives N2 plus 3H2, decomposition of ammonia. Decomposition of ammonia gas. In this reaction, we have to write the rate. Rate is directly proportional in this reaction. Rate is directly proportional to concentration, NS3 power 2. This is according to this one. So now I am going to write the same equation in the first step. NS3 gives half N2 plus 3 by 2 H2, right? This is the equation. Now the rate of this equation, rate equal to directly proportional to NS3 power 1. See, I am going to tell the same reaction having two different rate. So it will produce some confusion. To avoid this confusion, law of mass action is converted into rate law. Some rate law is given, rate law. Now I am going to discuss the rate law. So first I am writing the definition. I am giving the equation. AA plus BB give product. A and B are stoichiometric coefficient. A and B are stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, that is according to definition, rate of the reaction is directly proportional to the molar concentration of reactant with equal to the power, stoichiometric powers, and rate equal to K into same thing. K is called rate constant or velocity constant. One example given, decomposition of ammonia. It takes in two steps. First step is this one, second one is this one. In this first one, rate is directly proportional to ammonia. Power 2, stoichiometric power. Here A is 2. In this case, A is 1. Sorry. So we have some confusion whether A is equal to 2 or 1. To avoid this confusion, we use one concept called as rate law. Rate law, same rate law. AA plus BB rate law. Now I am telling about rate law. AA plus BB giving product. Okay. Same thing, right? Product. Rate is directly proportional to A power alpha, B power beta, which is equal to rate is equal to K into A power alpha, B power beta. Alpha may be equal to A or alpha may not be equal to A. So alpha and beta are not stoichiometric coefficients. They are the concentration, how much A is consumed to give product, and beta is how much B is consumed to product. That are the things. B is equal to B and beta is not equal to B. So they are telling may or may not be. Alpha and beta may or may not be equal to A and B stoichiometric coefficient. I am telling that alpha and beta are what? Alpha is the amount of concentration of A converted into product. Beta is concentration of B converted into product. How much it is consumed with respect to time. Now I am telling sum of the alpha plus beta is called its order. The new term is called as its order of the reaction. Order of the reaction rate law. Alpha and beta are order. Definition is sum of the order definition. Sum of the powers of the concentration of or pressure, concentration of pressure raised in the rate equation, raised in the rate equation or rate law. See, this is called as definition for order. We have to see with example for order, then only we have clear in the case of order. So, according to law of mass action, rate of the reaction directly proportional to concentration of the reactant. Rate of the chemical reaction directly proportional to concentration of the reactant, which may be the powers of the stoichiometric coefficient. But we are doing like that means some problems coming. Example ammonia I told you. To avoid this problem, we have introduced terms called alpha beta. Alpha may be equal to A and beta may be equal to alpha may be equal to A, may not be equal to A. Beta may be equal to B, B may not be equal to B. So these terms are called as order. Order is nothing but sum of the powers of concentration. That's why I told you how much concentration of A is converted to product. At the same time, how much concentration of B is converted to product. That are the terms. When you add the sum, you get order. So thank you for the cooperation today. We will continue in the next class.